Today we'll be going over the Amdapor Keep hard mode speedrun method. Before we begin, I'd like to say that I was only eye level 96 when I started doing the speedrun. My only piece of equipment above 100 is my diamond axe. Everything else is either I100 or I90. I handled it fairly easily, but that's mainly because I'm used to speedrunning all dungeons on my warrior. Personally, I'd recommend at least an eye level of 100 on either the warrior or the paladin before trying to speedrun this dungeon. And if you're a tank with I110 onwards, honestly, speedrunning this should be a piece of cake. Also, please do not put all of your focus on the completion time of the clips used. The patch as of this recording was only 2 days old, and not many people were used to the mechanics of this dungeon. I do not fully expect anyone to get a smooth speedrun clear for at least another week or so using the duty finder. The first pull is pretty simple. Grab the condors, run all the way to the hedgerow Ochu, and AoE nuke the shit out of everything. As a tank, pay attention to the leaf miners that do spawn. 4 overpowers as a warrior should be enough to kill them off. Pretty simple. Next, we have the Grey Wolves. You want to pull these along with this mutant goat and collect the Grey Wolf and the Condor further up in the corridor. The trick here is to pull all of the mobs into these large vines. In case you don't know already, the vines cause a vulnerability debuff on anything that is hit by them, including the mobs. This should make it easier to clear this pack, but as the main tank, please do be careful not to get hit by it as well, especially if you're a lower eye level, less experienced, or if your cooldowns are off and you get hit by this, it could be troublesome for your healer. Alternatively, if you're a main tank with an eye level of 100 plus and you're feeling pretty brave, after you've inflicted the vulnerability debuff to this first pack, you're welcome to pull the whole of Africa up to the next Ochu, blocking the gate. As I'm eye level 96 and slightly under geared, I decided not to do this and instead split it up into 2 pulls. Boss time. As you're watching this video, I kind of expect people to understand the basic mechanics of the bosses in this dungeon, but I'll go over it for those who need a slight reminder. The boss is mechanically similar to the last boss of Amdapor Keep normal mode. The tank will want to keep Anchag dead center for 2 reasons. First, the boss has a massive front cleave which can damage the statues, and 2, it allows the players easy access to run behind the statues. If you're marked with a red marker on your head, you need to instantly run behind the statues, which will take the damage for you. The beam which follows you will also give you a vulnerability debuff stack, and at 3 to 4 stacks you can guarantee to be killed. After you've killed this boss and climbed up the tree, pull everything up to the first Foxglove and AoE burn. Watch out for the Morble's Breath, as it can give you every single debuff under the blue moon. You can stun this ability if you have to. Next, you want to pull the Lord Stores up to the Thrashing Vine to give them the vulnerability debuff and kill everything as usual. This treant will spawn Wamora Campas, and just like the Leaf Miners, they can be burned down with a few overpowers or AoEs. They're really weak. Pull the next pack all the way up to the Foxglove and proceed to AoE burn. Do the same with this next treant. Burn it down, AoE everything. This shouldn't take more than 10 seconds. Boogeyman. Let's recap this boss quickly. The boss will go invisible once he casts Invisible. When he does this, kill the Luminescence, and once you get the irradiated buff, run up to the barely visible Boogeyman before the timer runs out. He will instantly become visible again, and you are able to attack him. The ads will spawn, he will split in half, use a luminescence buff on both of his halves, repeat. It's a fairly easy boss once you get the hang of it. The next room is fairly simple. Activate the Fell Orb, kill all of the ads that spawn before the demon walls come and crush you to death. This part of the dungeon is essentially a DPS check, and shouldn't take no more than a minute to do. And now we're at the final boss, Verdiad. This boss is extremely straightforward. DPS him down, and once he goes into the center of the room and he becomes attached to the mobs with a purple line, kill the mobs ASAP before he's fully charged up his AoE, Wild Charge. The AoE in the middle of the room will gradually get larger and larger, and if it does reach the end of the room, well, you can guarantee for it to be a wipe, so you need to kill the mobs as fast as possible. Every so often, he'll then run up to a player and cover them in a purple sludge. Kill the sludge to set the player free, dodge the AoEs, and repeat. Honestly, it's such a straightforward boss. This boss should cause you no trouble whatsoever. Quick, fast, and easy. Personally, I feel with a competent team of players who know what they're doing, you can get Amdapor Keep done in about 15 to 20 minutes, as long as you've not wiped on any of the bosses. And honestly, I feel like this Amdapor Keep hard mode is the fastest dungeon to grind out of all the new ones that have been released in patch 2.5. So guys, thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.